Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture, and welcome back to my series called First Impressions, where we look at the new releases in comic books, but only issue number ones, essentially the books that are kicking off a new series. Now this week for September 29th, we're going to look at 3 different books, and we're going to start it off with a new one from Titan Books called Gun Honey, issue number 1. The story of Gun Honey focuses around Joanna Tan, who to some might just seem like your average woman who is daddy's little girl growing up on the streets of Singapore and who comes home to her cat after a hard day's work. But we're going to learn that Joanna's dad taught her a few tricks that she's put into practice later in life, as well as her work days are very different than the average person because she doesn't clock in at 9 a.m. nor punch out at 5 p.m. either. Now while Joanna, or should I say Gun Honey as she's called here, is essentially the best at what she does, and her accomplishments include even smuggling a taser into the Vatican. However, there's a secret government agency that has had their eyes on Gun Honey's talents, and they're prepared to make Miss Tan an offer she can't refuse, as it's in both their interests, as they believe she should have better clients. And even more importantly, if they try to lock her up for the crimes that she's committed, there's no prison currently in service that can stop her from escaping. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give issue number 1 of Gun Honey a 7.5 out of 10. The story here is done by Charles Ardai, and he does a great job of not only setting the tone for this series, but also get me invested in the character known as the Gun Honey, where in this issue alone we get to see just how good she is at doing her job, but also leaves us with a cliffhanger with Joanna Tan being caught in a predicament she thought she was prepared for. The art in this issue is done by Ang Hor Hang and colors by Asifer Faman. And while I don't know the exact term for the art style, I really do dig the line work and style that they have chosen to go with, as it not only adds grittiness to the story, but also adds some intensity to these pages, as if the reader is watching these pulse-pounding situations play out. Now, as of this recording, Gun Honey is planned out to be a 4-part series, and I'm definitely on board to check out issue number 2 when it releases on October 20th. Next up, we have a new series from Vault Comics called Human Remains. Now, if Mariah Carey lived in the world that writer Peter Milligan has created in Human Reigns, she would be in trouble, because if you're feeling any type of emotions from fear, anger, love, loss, humor, well, her emotions would certainly be a danger to herself. Now, it's teased that there might be some type of alien invasion. However, it's not confirmed here in issue 1 what exactly is creating havoc. However, the one thing that seems to be agreed upon is that the best way for survival is to live your life indoors as mundane as possible. Now, I don't know about you, but this seems like the perfect situation for somebody like Darkseid Phil. However, for the rest of us that get fed up with living like a lifeless lump and dare challenge the new power, they will find out what the term extinction level event exactly is. Writer Peter Milligan not only creates a new take on a story like The Day the Earth Stood Still, but also gets us invested in what appears to be the 2 main characters, Dax Martin and Bisa Williams, who should have been celebrating the happiest day of their lives on the very same day that these party crashers made their presence known to them and the other 7.8 billion people on Earth. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give issue number 1 of Human Remains an 8.5 out of 10. Issue number 1 sets the tone of what looks like could be a very good series, in which somehow and some way humans will have to battle this troublemaker without showing any type of emotion, which could be quite the challenge. Now, in addition to the 2 main characters, Dax and Bisa, we also get introduced to several other characters who not only were intriguing, but I'm sure they'll play a bigger role as the series moves forward. And finally, we're going to dive back into the crazy world of Stranger Things with a new series from Dark Horse Comics with Stranger Things Tomb of Ybwen. At least, I hope that's how you pronounce it. While Lucas, Will, Mike, and Dustin have certainly had their fair share of adventures in both TV series and in comics, it seems like this new adventure will be right up my alley, as their objective is going to be finding a possible lost treasure a la the Goonies from a map that Will comes across that was left behind by Bob. Now, Will is all gung-ho in this adventure. However, he'll have to be sly on getting around his mom, but yet his biggest challenge, at least of this moment, will be convincing the other 3 members members of his crew to go out on this adventure just as a blizzard is about to begin. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Stranger Things issue number 1, Tomb of Ybwen, a 7 out of 10. The story here in issue number 1 is written by Greg Pak, and it's essentially a setup for this 4-part series where we're given a how and why as to what Will is doing. Now, while I wasn't blown away from issue number 1, it did its job and got me interested for the next 3 issues, which I'm hoping will be a lot of fun and worth checking out. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap up this week's First Impressions video. Now, out of these 3 comics, did you read any of the 3? And if you did, what are your thoughts? Comment down below. Now, there are some other number 1s that also came out this week, and if I missed any good ones, definitely comment down below because I definitely like to check those out. Alright guys, if you like videos like this, make sure you stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos. Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.